D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds, and welcome to my week in review, where I come to you every Sunday with 3 entertainment stories that I personally find interesting, and then we discuss them down below. Now, also down below, you can find the articles that I read to bring you this video, and you can read them, and do whatever, or you can just watch this video where I break them all down for you. Now, I just want to say a couple things before I get started. First off, happy Super Bowl Sunday. I know you're probably not watching this on Sunday because it's Super Bowl Sunday, but whatever. And the second thing I want to say is that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine usually get pushed to the back of the line. So I please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. So why don't we go ahead and get started? So for my first story this week, this is a little bit of a sad story, but it looks like the Babylon 5 reboot has been delayed. And it looks like that's been delayed due to the CW going on sale. Now, if you know, I recently did a video or whatnot, but the CW is going to go, they're trying to sell it. It hasn't made money since 2006. And it's just going downhill. So they've decided they want to sell it. But they right now they can't. I don't think they've found anybody's bidding on it or whatnot. But so when they did that, they had to minimize the shows that they were going to like green light and everything. Now, this show did get the go ahead, but it looks like it won't be on the slate for this one. And now J. Michael Straczynski is the creator of the original show Babylon 5. He is still involved. And he's, still, and he's making comments and stuff, and I will read those in just a second, his quotes and everything. But if you don't know what Babylon 5 is, it's a science fiction show from the 90s. And it's set on a space station called Babylon 5. It's basically a space station that all these different ambassadors from different species come, and they, have like a little senate and they talk and stuff. I personally loved this show. I still love this show. I think it's so good. Now, I know a lot of people that watch it now, but are like the special effects are dated and stuff, and the sets and stuff aren't exactly, like the best. But I'm telling you right now, I watch this show and I don't care. I love this show so much. The writing is solid, and if you are like me and you watched this show back in the day when it aired, I hope you loved it as much as I did. I loved this show. So I love science fiction, and shows like this, writing wise, it just was like very good writing science fiction. It was just good, and I loved it. And the Mambari are my favorite species in this show. But yeah, I just love this show. So it's being delayed, but J. Michael Straczynski, which we're going to call JMS, just to break it all down and everything, he says all is not lost. And he says, shortly before that piece was published, I received a call from Mark Pedowitz, president of the CW. And he says, I should mention that Mark is a great guy and longtime fan of Babylon 5. He worked for Warner's when the show was first airing, and always made sure we got him copies of the episodes before they aired because he didn't want to wait to see what happened next. I don't know this Mark Pedowitz guy, but it's very obvious he's not making smart decisions when it comes to shows, because look at the CW. It's just they're selling it because it's not making any money, and I don't know if anybody wants to buy a company that's not a TV thing that's not making any money. He also said, calling the pilot a damn fine script, he said he was taking the highly unusual step of rolling the project and the pilot script into next year, keeping Babylon 5 in active development while the dust settles on the sale of the CW. Now, yeah, he also alludes to the struggles which affected the original show, despite its publicized sweeping 5-year arc. Babylon 5 enjoyed numerously bumpy ride of unexpected cast changes and network swaps. And let me just read this quote from him, and then I'll tell you some of the stuff. Would it have been wonderful if we'd gotten, okay, so let me just real quick, I'll just tell you what that's all about. So when they say they had some casting swaps and some bumpy rides or whatnot, Michael O'Hare originally played Jeffrey Sinclair in season 1 as the captain of Babylon 5. And nobody knew this, but he only lasted 1 season. And I don't even think he lasted the whole season because I haven't watched it in a while, but he only lasted 1 season. And me personally, I always wondered what happened. But he died. And then Michael Straczynski, he came eventually after his death, came out and said what happened. And he had mental illness and he was suffering. But he plugged on through season 1 because he didn't want anybody to lose their job and everything. And then he got the help that he needed. And I think that they did a good job with the Jeffrey Sinclair character. They brought it back, and with the whole in season 3 with the whole Babylon 4 storyline and everything and the time jump and all that stuff. It was really good. I liked it a lot. And I thought it was very respectful to Michael O'Hare and to Jeffrey Sinclair, the character. And I'm glad he left and he got the help that he needed because, mental illness is no joke and some people suffer more than others. And it sounds like you can go and look up the details and everything, but it sounded like he was suffering. And I'm sad for him that he had to leave the show, but I am ultimately happy that he, received help. Now, moving on. Then JMS said, would it have been wonderful if we'd gotten the green light today? Absolutely, of course. But it seems we will have to wait a little longer. What matters is that the project is still very much alive. And when the time is appropriate, that window will give B5 fans the opportunity to express their passionate support for the series to the new owners of the CW. I have to just say though, I personally, I don't know. I'm super happy about this show, and I did a video on this, and I'll leave links to everything that I talked about. But I have to say, I'm happy that JMS is involved. That gives me hope. But it's the CW, and I don't know if the new owners of the CW will, have like a say in what happens with Babylon 5. I just hope it's like the original. I hope it has the same, tone, the same, story, not storylines, but it has the same. I just don't hope it gets to, identity politics and everything, even though, the first show, and I always say this about a lot of shows, you can have that kind of stuff, the message in the show, but just like lightly sprinkle it, because I can tell you right now, that kind of stuff, when you lightly sprinkle about it, it makes people think. When you just shove it down people's throats, that's when it becomes a problem. You're just like, I don't want to be lectured to every week on a TV show for an hour. I don't need that. All right. I get that enough on Twitter and on social media. I don't need it on my shows. All right. Just write a good show. If you want to sprinkle in identity politics, by all means, have at it. I'll be like, what are they talking? I wonder what they're talking about in that and everything. Then I'll go look it up myself. I mean, I'm not a genius, but I think I'm, average intelligence at least. So, I mean, I can figure it out myself. But all in all, it's being delayed until next year. And hopefully it does come out because I'm excited for it. I love Babylon 5. All right. So that is my first story of the week. So for my second story of the week, it looks like the Egyptian goddess Bast or Bastet will be in Thor: Love and Thunder. Now, this is just, as of right now, this is just a rumor, but something tells me that it's real. Akosia Sabet has been cast as Bast in Thor: Love and Thunder. Now, if you don't know who that is, she was in Winchester as a ghost. And then she was also in the Netflix TV series. It's a limited series, like a mini series, Clickbait. I don't remember her character on that show, but Clickbait on Netflix is very good. I suggest you guys go check it out. It's very, very good. I enjoyed it immensely. But yeah, so it looks like Akosia. Yeah, it looks like she'll be playing Bast. Now, who is Bast? I'm just reading this off Wikipedia, but it says Bastet, also called Bast, is the Egyptian goddess worshipped in the form of a lioness and later a cat. The daughter of Ra, the sun god, Bastet was an ancient deity whose ferocious nature was ameliorated after the domestication of the cat around 15,000 BCE. Now she's basically the Egyptian goddess of the cat and everything. And I don't know about you, but at a small point in time, I was very obsessed with Egyptian mythology and everything, and like all the gods and stuff. Very, very cool. Now this does make sense for this movie to have Bast in it, because if you know anything about this movie, Gore the God Butcher, played by Christian Bale, is in this movie. And it sounds like he's going to be just going around killing gods and everything. Also, Russell Crowe is playing Zeus in this movie. All rumored, by the way, but I mean, we did see, there is pictures of Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher on set. You can find all that stuff. I'll probably just throw a picture up and everything right now. But and then Russell Crowe, it was rumored that he was Zeus because he was out with them at a game in New Zealand where they were filming, and I'm pretty sure that I'm 100% sure that that's probably a true rumor. Now, the question is, will she die? I say yes, she will be killed in this movie. I think, Gore the God Butcher in this movie has to kill some gods. That's like the point of his character. He's going around killing gods. He's going to kill Zeus, and he's probably going to kill Bast. I mean, let's be honest, Bast isn't like a huge character and everything. So I think that he's going to kill her. And everything. Although Akosia Sabet is very hot. She's looking good in this picture that I'm looking at. Anyways, now I think that this also is very good because it does connect to the MCU via Black Panther. And how is that? It's Bast is the panther goddess that led the first warrior shaman to the heart-shaped herb, which grants the power of the Black Panther. And the Black Panther, is cat and everything. And Bastet is, if you look at ancient stuff, she's usually very like black cat panther-esque looking. So I think that it makes sense, and I think it's a good idea. I think that adding all these other different gods in here is very, very cool and very, very good. I'm curious to see if there's going to be any more in there from other mythologies and everything. So that is my second story of the week. So for my third and final story of this week, Dove Cameron is playing Bubbles in the live action Powerpuff Girls TV series. And she gave an update on the live action show. Now, the CW announced the development of the series earlier last year, and I did a story on that, and you can check that out in the iCard section, and intended to portray the iconic superheroines as older, disillusioned young women. I reported on the script. I reported on the script and I read the script. It was no good, and they scrapped that script and everything. They saw that pilot, like they filmed the pilot episode. They saw it, they didn't like it, they scrapped it, and they were like, just start all over and everything. And I personally, I have thoughts on this, and I'll get to that at the end of the story. But okay. So yeah, I don't know about you, but the original series, the Powerpuff Girls, was created by animator Craig McCracken. I hope I said his name right. And it followed 3 children with superpowers who frequently saved the city of Townsville from monsters and other disasters. Again, I never watched that show and everything, but since the announcement, the series has hit numerous roadblocks. And the first was that the network rejected the pilot episode. And I read that script, and it's not good. It's not good. I don't know if they should even make this anymore. And then no one never revealed a full scope of the reasoning for that. The next was the show initially had cast Chloe Bennett. And if you don't know her, she's from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and they cast her as Blossom. And then they cast Dove Cameron as Bubbles, and then Yana Peralt as Buttercup. But they later, like I said, they later lost Bennett, and she, due to scheduling conflicts, after the pilot episode was rejected, denied. But yeah, and then additionally, Donald Faison. I don't know if that's how you say his name. But originally he was going to play Professor Drake, Autonoman. I don't know how to say it in the pilot, but his role in the ongoing production is unknown. And I have to just say right now, I know that he is going to be playing Booster Gold in the Arrowverse in Legends of Tomorrow. I don't know if that's going to be a huge role and an ongoing role, or if it's just going to be like a one-off kind of thing. But I'm just saying that might be that might play into the reason of why he's not going to be on the show anymore. So, like I said before, Dove Cameron recently came out and she gave a little bit of an update. And this is what she's had to say. She said, I have to be careful because it's such a big property and it's kind of a thin line I have to walk. Talking about it in a way that doesn't give anything away or say anything too misleading, Cameron told comicbook.com. Where we're at right now, I can confidently say that the producers and writer Diablo Cody and everybody involved, their last communication with me is that they're very, very, very pleased in a way that we were all not. The first time we did the pilot, we've all talked about it and likened it to the Game of Thrones that did a whole pilot and then they were like, scrap it. I just want to say comparing it to Game of Thrones is a little bit different. There were things about the pilot episode that I hear that it wasn't necessary. It doesn't even matter, but like comparing it is, I don't know. I don't think this is going to be a Game of Thrones level kind of show, if you ask me. But and then they were like, scrap it. If we're going to do this, we have to do it right, straight out of the gate. And it's not worth it. Powerpuff is such a high concept show. And the way we wanted to do it was so highly concept that there were 99 ways it could have gone wrong. And one way it could have gone right. And I think we were close, but we didn't nail it. That's for a number of reasons. I remember them calling me and being like, this is how it ended up, and this is what we would rather do. And I was like, yeah, I can't even be mad about that. That's fair. Let's do that then. I think they really just want to get it right. Yeah, they might want to, but this is the thing. I never watched the original series, and maybe that's a failing on my account. I hear fans of the show tell me how good it is, and I don't argue with that because, like I said, I've never watched that show. I mean, I watched like little snippets of it, but never a whole episode. So it might have been really good. I can't speak on that. But my whole thing about this is nobody asked for this. I mean, who was looking for this? I mean, you as a Powerpuff Girls fan, were you looking for this, a live action sequel to that show? I mean, that's my whole thing about some of this stuff is they always want to make sequels of these shows that we loved as younger people, but do we need it? I mean, I'm personally not interested in this show. I'll probably watch it just the first episode just to see if it's bad or not. But I mean, let's be honest. You as a Powerpuff Girl, if you are one, were you even looking for this show? Because I know I wasn't. I mean, yeah. I mean, if they had just done a sequel series, but an animated show, I might watch that. But I'm not. I mean, besides the pilot, I'm not interested in this show. I mean, yeah. That's just my thoughts. And, maybe it's just because I never watched the original series. So that is my final story. And those are my 3 stories of this week. Tell me, what do you guys think about all this? How do you feel about Babylon 5 being delayed? And do you think this is a good thing or a bad thing? Do you have worries about the fact that it is being delayed or even being made? Do you want this show to possibly be, ruined, like they've been doing to so many other of our properties that we love so much? Or are you excited about this and you think it's great because JMS is involved and that means, that this could be really, really good and just, adding to our love of Babylon 5? Tell me, what do you guys think about Akosia Sabet being cast as Bast in Thor: Love and Thunder? Are you excited about this? Do you think they'll connect it to, Black Panther, or do you think they'll just, do you think she's gonna die? Do you think this was good casting? What other gods do you think they should have in this movie to ultimately be butchered? Yeah, tell me what you think about that. And then finally, how do you feel about this update of the live action Powerpuff Girls show? Do you think this is a good sign? Are you excited about this show? Are you a fan of the original show? Do you even care? I mean, or are you upset that this is even getting made? Did you read that original script? Yeah, go ahead and tell me what you guys think. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week on my week in review. You guys have a good Super Bowl Sunday. Bye.
Hey nerds, if you like this video, go ahead and click that Geek What icon and subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and join me every Sunday with my week in review.